Hi, gorgeous. So, underneath my lingerie are many, many things. And one of these many things that I am is a webcam model. And I like to try and use this job to be in my soft feminine energy and to really make myself as feminine as possible and open myself to all my senses and my within my body. This profession, among like probably more than any other profession, there's going to often be the women who have the most stresses on their lives. Their nervous system is under attack a lot more than other women's nervous system. Um, and a lot of time we find, and this is not, I know the stereotype isn't for everybody, but a lot of time we find this job at the most difficult parts of our life. And depending on how you do this job, it can either be elevating or triggering. And so I really wanted a way to how can I explore being a webcam model um, in a way that would open me up even more to the sensuality and to the femininity of my body. Now, I always say, especially because I'm putting this out there in the World Wide Internet, this is a last resort job. However, this last resort job, and in quotation marks in case you can't hear it on the blog, has given me my dignity back. And it's also a job that's underneath persecution. So I really wouldn't recommend anyone starting it because this is the time where society is really demoralizing us, putting us in the box, putting us in the trash can, and throwing us the most amongst any time. And it's also kind of in a period of time which is where there's a severe degradation in a society. And so now I'm taking this in a whole nother direction. But whenever there is a degrade, you know what I'm trying to say. Whenever there's a period in time when the society is falling apart, it's this part of the industry. The sugar industry. That's going to be the hardest place to exist. Now that being said, what I like to do, and this is a complete different book here, and is I like to just simply look at it as if you're walking into a flower shop and you see lilies, you see gardenias, you see roses, you see daisies, and the different customers and clients can make a bouquet of the lilies, the roses, the gardenias, the daisies. So that's the way that I look at online sugar work. And what I've found is the more that I'm in my femininity, the more it helps the polarity of my webcam room. And so I've made myself a private checklist to really take care of managing both my own personal health journey. How can I, do this job in the way that supports me, in the way that I can enjoy it, but also provide the best experience for the customer as well. And because my feminine energy type is very soft and feminine, it's been a complete 180 because I've had to really transform into a different person in order to do this job, as opposed to my hardcore personal trainer. I literally had to go through a feminine transformation. So a few things that I do, and I have my soft girl checklist. I wrote a little handbook after I had some people come to me for help, and I just kind of put my thoughts and put what different people have taught me over the years into this little handbook. And so I'm going to read my checklist. So if it looks like I'm reading off the screen, it's because I am. And these are just really simple things that I do. Smile when I get a tip. I know a lot of people moan because of Lush. I start off with a smile. Smile when you get a tip. Whenever I'm taking private, biggest smile in the world. And it's an authentic smile. Like thank them for exclusivity of this time for just being together. And then like ask like, what are you into? What should I call you? Um, that's what I do. Thank you for this private time together. I'm so grateful. It's just us. I'm so excited. It's just us together. You know, what are things are you into? What should I call you? And then always stay connected with your breath through moaning yes as the tips come in. This whole thing could be an entire course all in itself. So I want to try and just read it and not go into the interpretation of each one because of YouTube. I can only upload videos of a certain length. So I'm just going to read what I have, and I'm not going to describe it. It's going to kill me because there's a special thing with saying the word yes as you breathe. All I'll say is your lips are connected to your palace where your feminine energy is stored. So that's how you fill your body with new energy. So especially when you're being experiencing a lot of tips. Be ladylike and open chat, but also a tease. Be both intimate and when you feel safe, vulnerable and private, and also don't hesitate to be saucy, be fiery, be you. I often say men are often healed through a woman's vulnerability. So make sure that you spend time experiencing yourself, you know, off cam, but then the more that you're yourself vulnerable, the extra spice, customers tend to love it. Let them know your sensuality, refer to how you're feeling within your body, have luxurious minimalism bedding. I like to use, and I'll give descriptions for everything. So this is just what my bedding looks like. So something where the focus of your bedroom is actually you and not all the rest of the stuff, right? You'd be luxurious, you know, maybe velvet pillows, whatnot, but like have the focus be you. Be you. Instead of getting lost in what's around you, you are the jewel. You are the jewel sitting in the satin pillows. Think of it like that. Attract them with your energy being Aphrodite-like. Wear beautiful dresses and open chat that complement your shape. I always say it's kind of like dressing for a virtual date. Be feminine and soft with your movements when in your natural lingerie. If you can get the hint with that. And that's actually how you you can always stay dressed, especially energetically, because in this work, if there's energy passing through the screen, and so when you're soft, it can help you protect you from the energy, so that way the only energy you're wearing is yours. And then this is a tip that I had cam coaches that taught me this, and it's very, very helpful, is to take notes on every customer so you remember their background. So often it's hidden, but usually there's a different place to just put down a few key notes, especially because even though you're going to remember the person, a lot of times you're going to see hundreds to thousands of people a day. And then ultimately you're selling being with a relaxed, beautiful woman. And that was my longest thing for me to learn, is that I wasn't selling looking at XYZ, but I was selling being in the presence of the pure, radiating feminine energy. And then I wanted to end with a quote by Dita Von Teese. She is one of my all-time inspirations. I absolutely love her, along with the other burlesque goddesses to come in the future and of the past. And she said, you can be naked without a stitch of clothing on and still do it in a classy way. So thanks so much for watching. Those are my tips, and if I have any other cam models that are watching this, I'd love to hear what your tips are for staying in your feminine energy while camming as well. Beautiful day. Happy Soft Girl Sunday.